Welcome to the Safe Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm your host, Dominic.
We are currently on episode 143, and we'll cover the Creator Classic, discuss Lydia Ko's epic run, the FedEx Cup playoffs, and so much more. Dom, episode 143, brunch golf episode was awesome. We were just talking about beforehand. Got to listen to some of it.
Yeah, I love those two dudes.
Great guys.
Great guys.
Great product, which makes it even better.
I was really upset. I don't know if you listened far enough in, but like I had wore my French shirt prior. It was in the bottom of my hamper, so I wasn't wearing it for the.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I was like
day before, day late.
I was like, oh, I should have worn it, and I was like, oh, it's in the hamper and it's sturdy, and I'm like, oh,
they're not gonna smell it, but you just don't.
Well, it looked all
wrinkly.
Yeah, I was like, damn it.
Dom came up with a cool idea. This is episode 143. We haven't really.
I don't think we've ever like introduced ourselves.
I don't think so.
Because you're like, oh, maybe episode 1. I'm like, I don't think we talked about it in episode 1. Because in episode 2, we sang Staying Alive.
We did. Yep. Little office style Staying Alive. So I kind of just threw something together, but I think you had a little more time to think about it. You want to kind of kick off with what your intro would be, your little profile? Or how were you wanting to?
I don't know. I was just going to talk until you said stop, to be honest.
Okay. Well, yeah, you just.
So, hi, I'm Dominic. I am the brains behind the podcast. I'm not the brains behind Safe Par, so don't ask me about it. That is all Derek. You'd be amazed how many people are like, oh, how did you start Safe Par? I'm like, I didn't.
I get the same thing with the podcast stuff too. Like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get this Dom.
Yeah, no, email me or DM me.
Yep.
Don't text me. That's weird. My handicap is currently 14.7, the lowest it's ever been. Nux. I have not shot above 90 this year.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
What the fuck is happening?
Golfing, man. It's just an easy game.
Must be. Currently, my favorite club is my putter. It is I never remember because Mizuno's weird with how they name things, but it's the new Mizuno blade putter. It's blue. It is beautiful. And if it's not my putter, it's the 4-iron that I currently don't have in my bag because it's somewhere in the bottom of a lake. But I love that club.
Which one is this?
Did you not know about that?
No.
I was playing a golf course up by my cabin.
When was this?
This is the year before we went up to play.
Oh, okay.
Giant
It's still relatively like recent.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I thought I was hitting off of a big chunk of moss. No, it was a rock.
I feel like I've heard this before, but I don't know. So did you just end up chucking it in the water ever?
The head went flying, and I'm like, oh, look at that. It's like the Will Ferrell.
So like,
look at that, it's a bird. Except it went into a pond.
So your 7-iron broke too. You just have a bad club situation.
Well, my 7, I mean,
it's back now.
Yeah.
It's back, and it's.
Although you know what's wild? My 6-iron has a different shaft than all my other clubs. It weighs more.
The heavy 6-iron.
My 6-iron is 30 grams heavier than all my other clubs.
Dang. Do you seem to hit it better?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Weirdly enough. Okay. So said my name.
Yep.
Handicap.
Yep.
Favorite club. Putter. What else are you doing? You're doing walk-up song?
Yeah, I figured what the heck, why not?
Oh,
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of time to like prepare, but I thought it was a really good idea, and I think it's nice that
if I could have one walk-up song for the rest of my life. Oh no. We'll skip it.
Okay.
Because one song for it's
you can just say like your current walk-up song.
Currently?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. We'll skip it.
That's a Derek move right there.
Fine.
Because normally you're on it and I'm like, oh man, I don't know which one.
You know what we're gonna do? Here, we're gonna go to my playlist.
I was gonna say it's probably gotta be like a Pop Smoke song, like if you're like doing all time.
Well, I mean, I guess we're doing all time. Let's do Invincible.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke.
Yeah, like
you walk up to that or you walk up to Dior. Like you don't even need like the words to Dior. Just give me the beat.
Yeah. Instrumental. I don't know.
Just give me the instrumental to Dior and I'm gonna slice that drive 400 yards to the right. Are you saying what you're bummed in for this year?
Yeah. I figured we were going to talk about it. So
yeah, I'm bummed I wasn't in the Creator Classic either. Not that anybody asked, but like,
same.
It would have been nice if they're like, hey, these two are doing, a few things in life. Why not? But basically, I just want to introduce ourselves, to those people who listen to us every week for the last 140 3 episodes once this one comes out.
Yep.
I don't think we've ever talked about it. Outside of golf, I take a lot of pictures. I'm an avid photographer. I love sneakers. I love all my shoes. Started to collect cameras. Shout out to my guy Daniel for hooking me on to Leicas. Or maybe not shout out. Fuck you. They're expensive. Even though he's been on the pod. He and I didn't really see an M2. We have matching cameras, but mine's better because I have the M6 loading system in it. Oh, beautiful.
Can't wait for him to listen / watch this.
I love you so much. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, not married, don't have any kids. I'm a bachelor, solo dolo.
Living the dream.
I mean,
Somebody's dream.
Somebody's dream. Is this my dream? That's sometimes.
Depends on the day.
Like if this is what we could do and get paid and be like, damn, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd go for it. But then at certain times, I'm like the people we've met along the way, the friendships and the bonds we formed along the way. Some of that stuff I wouldn't trade. Some of it I would. Like, yeah, just one episode I would trade.
Yeah, I think we know which episode.
But yeah, I think that's me in a nutshell. I know there's a little bit more to me than that.
We'll save that for another episode.
Yeah, like
a little slight.
Yeah, like
myself.
Like I don't think I'm terribly complicated, but I do think I'm more in depth than I give myself credit for.
Yeah,
because there's a lot to me. Not to sound like very high maintenance, but yeah, there's always more, right? But yeah, photography, shoes, cameras, and then golf. I love food and Taco Bell, but I'm hoping everybody knows my Taco Bell.
Okay, speaking of that, it just dawned on me. Like, if you could get one non-golf related sponsor
Taco Bell
for the podcast.
So Roger still just got sponsored by Taco Bell, and he's living my dream.
You know what? I was going to ask you about that because
I am
he's been posting some stuff on his stories.
I'm pissed. I talk about Taco Bell weekly, and I go weekly.
So mine would have to be Chipotle. I know people.
Well, hold on. So if we're gonna do
non-golf
related, Taco Bell would be cool, but what would be even cooler is like car sponsorship.
Just film the podcast in the car.
We could.
The little mics. Although those little mics bother the hell out of me.
So you know what's funny? Like whenever
like this,
whenever I pull up with like the podcast like setup, they're like, "That's it." I'm like, "Yeah, isn't it beautiful?" They're like, "Don't you have like all these things?" And I'm like, "No, it's literally computer. It's literally a computer, a microphone, and us."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, probably non-golf would be Taco Bell, or like a car.
A car would be,
Although you could say golf and cars kind of go hand in hand, like golf and watches kind of do. Yeah. So maybe not a car. I guess non-golf would be Taco Bell.
I think that definitely fits your.
For me, yeah, that or like a tequila sponsorship.
That'd be kind of cool too.
I don't know with who. Remember that bottle I bought for us and then we never drank? That's some very good tequila.
Yeah, you have a sip and you left it here.
I know you should have.
I should have.
I took a shot with my dad the other day.
Did you?
It's very good.
How's he doing?
Drunk.
Right now?
No.
Okay, so yeah, my name's Derek. Obviously, started Safe Park Golf several years ago. I will say that the last time I was a 10.3 handicap, but I have been very bad about entering my scores, given the fact that I haven't really played a whole lot of golf. Most of my golf has been scramble events.
Would that make you a sandbagger?
No, not necessarily. A sandbagger would be somebody who like suck really bad on purpose so they can like up their handicap.
Got it.
So they have a better chance of like if they get a bogey on a hole, it's really like a par. Oh. So it's like the higher your handicap is, the better you can sandbag. So there's always like in a scramble, you'll have one guy who's like, dude, just sucks terribly.
Yeah.
So we can use you. Yeah. So but I would say that's not very accurate or super accurate just because I haven't played a whole lot of golf this past year. And I've probably spent thousands of dollars playing golf and I don't really miss it, even though the money would be nice. But golf is an amazing. It's a therapeutic sport, so I don't think it's cheaper than therapy in general. I think over time, and
I think it depends.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you and I were pretty mellow golfers. Like the only time you would get upset is you go, "No, Derek," and I'm like, "God, I wish I had that shot."
Yeah, I just No, I love it. I would say one of my walk-up songs would be El Rey by Mr. Fernandez himself. I love that song. It's a pretty popular song now. I know Canelo, it's his walkout song. And like Dom said, yeah, I'm super bummed that we weren't invited to play in the Creator Classic. I get it, we're nowhere near on their level, but I think it would be
So
pretty good entertainment.
are you more bummed out we're not playing in the Creator Classic, or are you more bummed out that we weren't even invited to the hybrid thing? That was in our home state,
You know,
like a half hour from us.
yeah, that's a little disappointing. However, I was in Dallas anyway,
I
so
was here.
you were here, yeah.
I would have played. I would
Um,
have put out for Team Safe Bar, and I
heck
could
yeah.
have played with Chaz. Chaz is the unofficial third guy.
Right? But yeah, no, maybe next year, outside of the Instagram, I will say too, I've been pretty the last few weeks have been a little burnt out social media wise, so I've been kind of a little behind on that. Which I mean, sometimes I think about like I don't want to put something on social media and be like, hey, I'm gonna take a break, and sometimes I just kind of like take a break without really
Yeah,
saying
you
take
just
a
kind
break.
of disappeared.
I've been kind of disappeared a little bit, and
I don't know the group chat. You're so
I'm
behind.
so behind. I've seen some of the stuff come up, but it's like it's hard to explain. But sometimes you almost get like paralyzed. You're like, dude, I don't even just want to even. It's nothing against you guys because I love the group chat, but it's just in general. It's like
I love the group chat more than I love social media, to be honest.
it's almost better to have the group chat than
Yeah.
actually just posting regularly. But
You know what the funny part is? Ever since Ralph came to Minnesota, he texts me now, like outside their group chat, outside Instagram, he'll text me. And
nice.
I'm like, are we dating? Like,
You said you were single before, but I don't know
I'm
if
secretly dating Ralph.
yeah.
Yeah. Even
But
though he's married.
I'll get back into it. I said it's been a little crazy these last few weeks. Um, and then yeah, married. Have don't have any kids. Have a little dog, as you've heard on the
I thought
podcast.
this is how I was gonna learn that you had a kid.
Yeah, we have actually one coming now. We
Oh fuck.
but in any case, that's a little bit about me. Yeah, we've had a really awesome year so far.
Well,
We've done
you
some
asked
cool
me
stuff.
what outside of golf would you want to sponsor?
I kind of
I mean,
mentioned before. I would say
you said
Chipotle,
Chipotle, but
and the main reason for that is obviously we've discussed this before, but that's where I met my wife, and it's a special place in my heart. So, and I love Chipotle, regardless people don't like it or
right.
love it. I have just always enjoyed it. But I kind of like the car idea. That would be pretty cool. It'd be kind of weird to like we're just sitting in a back seat of a car with a freaking podcast with the computer
Why
with
would
the
we have to
microphone.
why do we sit in the back?
Well, I feel like you have more room in the back seat.
That's fair.
Plus, if you can like prop up the laptop like on the actual
So
like hump of
this
the car.
I've been looking at cars,
Yeah,
and there's
Mercedes.
a Mercedes that I'm kind of into,
Yeah,
and it has, you know what jump seats are?
oh, I can't say that. I know
So jump seats, they're a little bit older. I don't know why
just
this
press a
car.
button and just shoot you straight up.
Fucking wish ejectocito, cuh. Basically they're jump seats, so it's a wagon, very me,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it's like a third row that you pull, but they face out the back of the car.
Ah,
So instead of facing out the front windshield like the
so
other
facing
seats
the
do,
back end.
these seat backwards. That's how we should do the podcast.
See, I'd be down with that. Pop the freaking
Yeah.
gate up or
The lift gate.
the lift gate.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that'd be sweet. But yeah, no, that's it's cool. That's cool that you thought of that. I think it's kind of nice to probably mention who we are. Most of the guys that listen, I feel like they know us, but it is nice to kind of mention for anyone who is
Well, yeah, and we get new
first time
fans like every week, I'm sure. And you know,
sending us all sorts of fan mail. I mean, we get that a lot.
I wish. I mean, the ones I do I block.
But you know, we will have a cool guest on next week. Excited for that one. As we are actually a sponsor of the company, so we'll have
Or they a sponsor of us.
they're a sponsor of us, I think, really.
Yeah.
But
It goes hand in hand.
yeah.
We
So
like their stuff.
so we'll have them on next week. This week, kind of rocking solo again. Um, FedEx Cup last tournament of the year here. The winner of the FedEx Cup playoffs will get the $25 million in bonus money, plus obviously the tournament money. And right now, let's just kind of get into it. Right now, we have obviously Scotty Scheffler, who's kind of the favorite at plus 120 for odds to win. He's leading. Then you have Xander Schauffele. Like those two have had such a crazy year together.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if Scotty didn't win all of these, Xander would.
Yeah, and Ludwig, he's been amazing. Rory, he's tied for six. So there's plenty of golfers that are pretty close. Um,
So, do you pay attention to this kind of stuff?
um, I should pay attention more. I will say I watched a little bit of the event last week where Keegan ended up winning, which is really cool.
Mhm.
So what we want to talk about that as well. Um, but I will say the FedEx Cup playoffs, I feel like there needs to be some sort of change. I mean, there's
It's
a lot of money involved, but
but
it's
it feels
still
very, I don't want to say boring.
well, it's like after the fourth major, it
Yeah.
kind of is like golf is over,
Yeah.
and we're like looking forward to the next major next year. So I feel like they need to somehow shift, and there people probably really do like it, which I'm not saying it's bad, but I do think that there
Yeah.
needs to be some sort of change to make it a
So
little
my
more fun.
favorite thing is, I don't know, I like to fuck with Greg
Hmm.
quite a bit because Greg loves Rory.
Oh yeah,
I think Rory's kind of a bitch.
I
Um,
like Rory.
and he's like, yeah, well, Rory run the FedEx. I was like, I'm a UPS guy. I don't care. But then that leads to like my point. Like nobody cares about the FedEx Cup, unfortunately, other than the players because they get a ton of money if they win. Um, you obviously, you work all year, you get these points for the seedings and everything, and it's just like they work so hard for like nobody to care.
Yeah, like I said, it'd be cool if they did something. I like the three like tournament stretch. So like there's three events, and this is the final event here
Mm,
at East Lake. But I would agree. I think the four majors are the main events, and then obviously the Ryder Cup when it's here, or the
hmm.
President's Cup. Those kind of events are obviously very popular. Still don't happen every year, obviously, but yeah, for a lot of money, I mean, the $25 million bonus for the player who wins the FedEx Playoff Cup is
Hmm.
that's a lot of money.
So I have an idea.
I want to hear it. What do we got?
So like we should rework this.
Mhm.
So I've always felt like the Masters shouldn't be like the first major. I feel like it should be the last major. So what you could do, you could just move them all up one, and then the Masters would be the end. But you do the Masters after the FedEx Cup, and maybe make the FedEx Cup like the All Star game, where like you win, maybe you get seating, or you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like obviously, my idea is not super thought out, not a surprise to anybody. Um, but that would at least make it interesting, and then you end the year on a bang by winning the green jacket, and then you kind of because to me it's like everybody hopes for the Masters. We all enter the Masters, we all look forward to it. Why not make it the final, end it with a bang, and then you have to look forward to it again?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I do like it being the first major of the year. I feel like it gets like that right during Easter time,
I just think
spring.
for as prestigious as it claims to be and as high as people hold it, why not make it the last one to end on a bang? Like I definitely see what you're saying, like, hey,
Yeah.
let's start the year off with a bang. Why not end it on a super exciting note, and then you that like anticipation for the next year is even bigger.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's definitely I don't know if that would ever happen, which would be, like I said, I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but it's,
I mean, make me the commissioner and it'll happen.
I mean, think about it too. Like, there's not a lot of, we might have had this conversation a while, but I don't think there isn't a lot of sports that have like the Daytona 500, for
Mhm.
example. It's the first major race of the year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most majors or events typically happen at the end of the year, like you were saying.
Yeah,
So like your Super Bowl, your championship,
exactly.
they're here versus like right in the beginning.
I
So
just I
there's
just
a
feel
very
like I just
few.
feel like if the FedEx Cup is the championship, the Super Bowl, the World Series, whatever the fuck the MLS people play for, this is the worst one because there's no anticipation, there's no hype, there's nothing. It's like I forgot about it. I thought it happened already, to be honest with you.
There definitely needs to be some sort of change, and I think for the hardo golf fans, like really really hard, like I feel like people still follow it like religiously. But I will say that once the majors are over, I feel like golf kind of almost I don't want to say feels like it's over, but I feel like I would be interested to see what the ratings are from
Hmm.
like after the fourth major
Yeah,
versus like during the
yeah,
FedEx Cup.
or maybe not like that, but like maybe because isn't there an event like right before the majors, the Masters? Isn't it like the Sony?
The Sony Classic is I think it's still the Sony Classic. That's in January or February. That's usually in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But the biggest event um before the Masters would be in February, and that would be the Waste Open Management.
That's right. So I'd like to see the ratings for that versus like the FedEx Cup.
I like the FedEx Cup idea,
I do
but
too.
I feel like there needs to be some way to kind of like spruce it up a
I
little.
like the idea of playing all season and earning points for something.
Yeah.
I just hate that that something doesn't feel like it matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
For sure.
it would like to me it does feel like an all-star game where these are the best of the best. They're not voted on by your peers like you would an all-star game or by the fans. They're voted on by how well they played, which is fine. I think that's what an all-star game should realistically be. Because there's lots of players in MLB that get snubbed every year. Griffin Jax had a sub 2 ERA and was not an all-star.
Yeah, a lot of those small market teams or just
But anyways, like to me, this like I don't want to say the FedEx Cup doesn't matter because there's quite a lot of money on the line.
yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like I feel like, the Waste Management Open might be more fun to watch or more hyped up, or like I love the players. And that's not even a major. That's my favorite event every year is the players. I'm more excited for the players than I am
Or they
the
could make
championship.
this a major championship
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, make
Like,
it the fifth major.
this would be because there is considered a fifth major at was it the Players Championship? I think they consider it the fifth major.
I like that one, yeah.
But I would say if they
Well,
remove
hold on,
this,
hold on. We have to honor it for Brendan. We know the fifth major is
we talking
the RBC.
Yeah, the RBC Heritage Classic.
Yep.
And,
Don't yell at us. Not that Brendan listens to us, because I don't think he does. But
we'll make him listen
he
to this.
can't listen to us, or he can't yell at us now.
But I would say like if we could transition into a fifth major and really like emphasize it as a major championship.
I just think I think the possibilities there. I mean, the field it's so good.
Well, you play for points, so
well, that's what I mean. Like it's
definitely
essentially an all-star game.
Mm-hmm. But they're competing to be the winner. But is it the winner to win the 25 million? And you know what I mean? Versus like where like you talk about live to PGA Tour, most of the guys PGA Tour that stuck around to have the history behind all the championships. So it's like if you can transition this to be like an actual major championship and say, hey, let's build us around being the fifth final major.
Yeah. I guess another issue I have with this is like, so I think we all know who Player of the Year is.
It's tough to say. I mean, you'd say either Scotty or Xander.
Right.
You could kind of.
It's probably Scotty. Like,
I think actually he did get voted Player of the Year. I think.
So like that makes this like not even matter then, because it's like the winner doesn't become Player of the Year. It doesn't. It's just like another way that it doesn't feel like it matters. I mean, to me, it has to be Scotty or Xander. One or two.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at who's done more this year, it should be
champion. Golfer of the Year was Scotty, which makes sense, but Xander could have gone. But I agree. I think that's the best way to do it is you'd spin it up as being the fifth major of the year, and it would be cool as a fifth major of the year because it's not just one tournament. You've worked yourself up. Earn points.
You could flip it to be this is the tournament, right? Because the winner gets 25 mil.
Green jacket, gold jacket. Who gives a shit?
Make it a pink jacket or whatever color FedEx is.
An orangish.
I don't know. I haven't shipped anything with FedEx for a long time.
Purple and orange. But that's kind of what
a weird like Clemson color.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, with that being said, who's your pick to win? I mean, obviously you got Scotty and Xander 1 and 2 right now.
I mean, I know you and I have talked about it off the air, but like Scotty winning everything just kind of made it not fun for me this year. Because I always love when the guy comes out of nowhere and just smashes everything. But as soon as Scotty tees it up, you're like, he's going to win. I'd like to see it be Xander, just because I'm more of a Xander fan than I am a Scotty fan. I think what Scotty has done this year rivals stuff that, Tiger's done. I'm not saying that he's better than Tiger,
but he's had an incredible run.
He's on a